Hey there, Goosebumps Now here, with a very interesting video topic we're going to discuss today. So by now it should be apparent that Sony owns a piece of the Goosebumps franchise. Take a look at this picture. They released this picture last year at the beginning of 2019. All of these were projects or upcoming titles they were working on for the following year. Now most of these have already dropped, or are about to drop, except this. Now a lot of people thought that this image itself meant that we're getting Goosebumps 3, but if you look closely at the image, it's a lot of book backgrounds spliced together. So what does it mean? Look at all these other pictures here, and it shows they all have titles. So I did some digging, and here's my result. With this picture being a year old, I highly doubt that this screenshot I'm showing you now is actually accurate. Although Haunted Halloween didn't get a lot of press. So here we have an article someone linked to me here, and it's really interesting. And at first it seems legit, but it kind of comes off as questionable once we get into it. I mean, for starters, the page itself is on Fandom. Now what this is essentially they're claiming that they're rebooting Goosebumps with 6 full seasons. And here's we start scrolling right here, it proclaims it's got 6 seasons already preset. Now I took TV production, and I can tell you the way a show works is they order a pilot, and if the pilot's good, then they order the season. So 6 off the bat's really sketchy. Our next big red flag, look at the date, September 27th of 2019. It's 2020 now. The only thing even close to this was the revival of the Are You Afraid of the Dark, and that was really short-lived too. Also, sorry about the angle. I know you can't read every single thing, but you can make out most of it. So, again, sorry about that. According to this, we were supposed to have a sneak peek in September, setting us up for spooky season where the first episode dropped early October. And not that the fact it already hasn't come out, but the next suspicious thing is look at the release dates. They've got this planned all the way up until 2024. It's ridiculous. And realistically, you could technically make that many seasons out of everything that's been made for Goosebumps as a whole franchise, but I highly doubt they plan that far ahead. Because basically the reason kids shows get canceled is because viewing's low when they're not selling merchandise, and merchandise seems to boost every single child show there is. Now I'm not sure if this was a prank, but we really do need a reboot, so the fact that this isn't actually happening is quite depressing. As we scroll down here, it goes over the plot, so again you can't read it all, but essentially just talks about what Goosebumps is about. Really emphasizing on Americans, maybe no more Canadian. Oh, and we're going to get an appearance from R.L. Stine apparently every episode at the very end. Boo! So here it looks like we had a list of episodes. And if this was a real season, we're starting off strong. Very first episode's Night of the Living Dummy. Talk about setting the roots. Now, I'm not going to read each title out loud, but from what it looks like here, we've got the entire original 62 in here, as well as some others from later series, which is actually pretty nice, because there were some books that definitely deserved episodes and didn't get them. Hopefully, they don't do too many Part 1 and Part 2s like they did with the first season. We lost quite a few possible books to Part 2 of episodes that didn't need a Part 2, like Stay Out of the Basement. But realistically, this is a very highly unlikely scenario that we're getting anything at all, because again, it is now January of 2020. This stuff was scheduled for September of 2019, and we have heard hide or hair of it. Maybe comment below, though, let me know what you guys think. Do we deserve a reboot of the Goosebumps series? Maybe we should just jump straight into like a new series, Goosebumps Horrorland. Cough, cough. Oh, here we are finally on to Season 2, and as you see, they just keep rolling with the bangers. Something else to take note of, if you were reading at the beginning as I was scrolling, it did say that this was going to be airing on Nickelodeon, and we did get a Are You Afraid of the Dark reboot last year, so maybe this was anticipation to that. And you notice as we get about halfway into Season 2 here, we're starting to see titles from Give Yourself Goosebumps, which is always nice. I personally feel that the Give Yourself series was underrated. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of reading, but still, it was a really cool concept for the time. Yeah, and like I said, there you have it. We're into the Twister of Horror, Experiments of Dr. Eek. All that stuff is the Give Yourself series, which came after the original 62. And plus, the first 24 books from the Give Yourself series were holographic covers. I mean, being a 90s kid growing up with trading cards, they were just sick all around. Delving into Season 3 here, we got a repetition of the regular series, the Give Yourself, and now I'm starting to see the 2000 series, which was sadly the end of Goosebumps. But, you know, nothing lasts forever, guys. Whomever supposedly made this up had quite the preference. As you see, we're getting later into Season 3. They're starting to put the stuff that like less and stuff that's less popular altogether. Like a great example here, once we get past these, you got The Legend of Lost Legend and Chicken Chicken. Those are 2 of the weaker books from the original series, and it took them to get to the 3rd season to list. Huh. I mean, I'll say it before. They could have done something similar to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like a Goosebumps Cinematic Universe, and we could have got a yearly Goosebumps movie that covered like 4 to 5 main monsters, and they all kind of tied together. That would have been sick. Or at this point, you know, Disney had franchise with them at some point. Sony owns them. They share Spider-Man. Why doesn't Disney just delve back into this? Reboot it, Disney. Let's go. Goosebumps on Disney+. That or R.L. Stine or Scholastic or somebody should be launching a new streaming service which caters only to kids' books that have been converted into digital media, aka shows like this. And here we are by season 4. You're noticing we're not getting any of the OG series at this point. We're just into the Give Yourself and the 2000s. Not even gonna lie, they could have done some sick-ass episodes with half of these book titles, too. But, you know, if you're really craving, like, continuations to these, you can always get those in the Goosebumps mobile app game, Goosebumps Horror Town. And no, this is not a plug for it. I'm just saying I play it a lot. And although I did say, hey, all the 62 has been listed, if you'll notice here, as we scroll to the middle of Season 5, they did purposely leave one book out of the original 62. Which, if they were pulling randomly for episodes, I think this would be a really clever idea. One Day at Horrorland leads into the entire Horrorland series. And I've also stated tons of times that if they were just going to reboot the series, why not just jump into later books and leave the other ones aside and go straight into the Horrorland series onward. It could even be themed. Each season could have a theme. Like, you've got Goosebumps Most Wanted, Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland, Goosebumps Slappy's World, Goosebumps Hall of Horrors. Like, each one could have a theme. You got 4 seasons right there. Just my 2 cents on the thing. It'd be a really interesting concept. But you notice as we're scrolling here, we get a little lower and lower. We're pushing to the point where it's like, at the end of season 6, it's got the most up-to-date Slappy's World book at the time, and then it doesn't have anything else. Like, Please Don't Fear the Weirdo. Pretty sure there's 2 or 3 books that came after that. But anyway, yeah, it was a really interesting concept that they were going for here. So yeah, here we are, some standard Goosebumps art, and we're going to look at the contributors, the people who helped write this. If I remember correctly, I think they said it was like written in early 2018. You know what's questionable? I wonder if maybe that Sony is going to go with a animated series. As it is, Sony's Animation has rights to this, you'll see in the comment right here, so it'd be interesting. And if you think about it, you can do a lot with a cartoon versus having like special effects and CGI. So, as of New Year's Day, there's no new news on the Goosebumps series, but I thought I'd go over this since I thought it was quite interesting. But hey, it is a new year now, and that means there's all kinds of new possibilities coming in 2020. Maybe we'll finally get a new Goosebumps series, or maybe we'll get another Goosebumps movie. Hey, if you did like this and you're looking forward to new Goosebumps content, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It'd really help me out. Right now I'm in the process of converting my channel into a horror-themed channel, so we're making this the primary hub for the Horror Burrito podcast. And if you like that and you like what we do, check out our Facebook page. Shoot us a like. 1,500 people seem to like it. We post spooky facts daily and interesting articles. And if you're one of my subscribers who enjoys my other content, like my family stuff, you can find it here on this channel. Me and my brothers will be posting all our family-oriented videos, the skits they did that aren't Goosebumps-related, stuff like that. And lastly, if you are digging the crew, including our superstar Zach Baby TV, you can catch us on the Horror Burrito Discord. A lot of the times we're in the group chat there just shooting the shit, so stop on by and say hi. Link in the description.